Hi fellow crocheters, this is Janet from Barb's Daughter Designs and LucileandIrma.com. Today we're going to go over some of the techniques for the Peyton scarf sweater. Thank you so much for purchasing this pattern, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, even though this is an easy pattern, I'm going to show you some of the techniques that we use for this pattern. Now I've already made the sleeve, and the sleeve of course is in the pattern. I'm making a size large today, so you would have the pattern instructions on how many rows you made and how to join it. After you've joined it, you would have joined it with a K hook. Now we want to switch to a larger hook, which is our N hook, and we're going to be using our N hook for the rest of this project. Now what we're doing with this is we're actually making two. So we're making two sleeves with half the scarf attached on each sleeve, and then we will be joining them together in the center, and then the sweater, as you can see from the photos, wraps around. It's just a really unique sweater. I think it's fun, and I'm sure that all ages will enjoy this style. So let's just go ahead and get started here. Now what we have to do is we have to basically leave an opening. So in order for us to do that, we're going to slip stitch into the first 3 rows from the seam. Now some of these you'll notice that like on every other row basically there's like a larger gap. Just go ahead and pick up that bottom loop of yarn to just make it a little more secure. Just make sure that you have or are doing, it's important to count your stitches to make sure that this is right, because when you're doing this on the end of the rows, you're not doing it into stitches, but you're basically doing it into the chain 2 space at the end of the row. So you just want to make sure that you've got enough stitches to make the scarf portion of the sweater. I am making again a size, this is a large, so I had 26 rows of back loop single crochet. So I need to subtract 6 stitches, because what we're doing is we're slip stitching 3 as we go along. We're just slip stitching, so we're not really going to count those, but there are three stitches that are going to form the opening on this side, and then when we come here we're going to stop 3 short of the seam. So that starts us out with a 6 stitch opening. So now what we want to do is we want to just go ahead and we just want to half double crochet around the rest the way until we get 3 stitches before the seam. So again for me, that is going to be 20 stitches, and again whatever size you're making, that's going to be, you subtract the 6 stitches from that to get your total. And then from there we're just going to increase until we get up to the amount on the pattern so that the scarf portion is wide enough, and even though it goes around 2 times, we want it to be a certain width so that it looks, nice. Okay, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just half double crocheting around the sleeve, and I'm going to stop when I've done this for 20 stitches. I'm stopping 3 rows before the seam, which is still over here, so I've got a little ways to go yet. Yes, I really like this oatmeal color. I've really not worked with this before, but it's very nice. It's very neutral, and I think it'll make a really great sweater wrap. So I hope you enjoy the color, and I hope you enjoy the pattern. And always, if you have any questions about our patterns, my email address is info@crochetpatternsforbeginners.com. So feel free to contact me with any questions that you've got. Okay, now I'm actually going to stop because I am 3 stitches from my seam. Okay, that's where I joined the sleeve. Now I'm going to just do what I would normally do with any half double crochet. I would chain 2, and I'm going to turn. Now turning the sleeve is just a little different than turning a piece, but not really. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the meat of this project, and this is how we make a half double crochet look like it's a knit stitch. And I just think this is just the coolest thing. I wish I could say I invented it, but I didn't. I've seen it done before. So but I'm going to go ahead and give you the instructions on how to do it the way I do it. Okay, first of all, let's just take a look at every half double crochet stitch that we've got here, really identifying this. Okay, see that loop right there? That's the loop that we want to target. But let's look a little bit further so that we can easily identify it. You see the top of a half double crochet stitch actually looks like a knit stitch. It's got a V. The point is to the left and the opening is to the right. Okay, so even on this one, even though we're on the chain right here, we're still going to go into this one here because we're going to have to go into this twice. What we're trying to do now is we're actually going to increase, and that would be located in the pattern. You need to follow the rows, the increases on the rows of the pattern. So you want to look at your pattern just to make sure that you're doing that right. But we're going to start out here and we're going to go right into this loop and we're going to do 2 half double crochets. Now what this is going to do is this is going to pull that top of your half double crochet stitch. It's actually folding it or pulling it forward so that it's to the right side of the material, or I'm sorry, not material, but your sleeve. Now this is the right side here and this is the wrong side here. The inside is the wrong side, the right side is the outside. Okay, so let's find that. There it is. There's that magic loop that we've got. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to half double crochet into that. Okay, whoops, let's finish that stitch. We don't want to move until we do that. Then just look for that loop again. There it is. It's easy to find. Once you've found it and once you've done a couple of rows, it gets really easy to do and you just love the look of it because like I said, it looks like knitting and it's just so impressive. And a lot of people really like the look of knitting, and you know, crocheting I think is better because it's just a lot more versatile, and to me it's a lot faster than knitting. But this way you kind of got the best of both worlds. You can really take this half double crochet to a new level, and you can just really get in there and use it and make that knit stitch. So why don't you just go ahead and continue on and finish this row, and we'll come back when we're done working on the wrong side.